What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, people? What's up, family? What's going on? What's happening? Well, Tony Guns back at y'all again with another one. Today, the first order of business is and always is building leaders and creating kings. By building national development over generations. Building leaders and creating kings operations by building national development over generations. I'm gonna get to y'all straight. Today I'm coming to y'all strictly to give y'all some of my what I would consider daily downloads. My daily downloads, and what that means is like when I go through the day, right? I go through the day, throughout the week, throughout the months at time. When I just process, I see things and I hear things and I do things and I process them. And I say to myself, that's not man shit. You get what I'm saying? I say to myself, that's just not man shit. Different things that I see, different things that I do, different things that I hear. A lot of people come to me, they come to me, they talk to me. A lot of people come to me, they talk to me about different things that they're going through. Different things that they got going on. Sometimes it ain't always that folk going through something. Sometimes they just got different things going on in their life. A lot of it positive, a lot of it negative, a lot of it ain't there one of them. Sometimes they just balancing all out. We all go through that. But what I want to say to you, is within that, I'm downloading in the process of all these different things. I'm downloading in all these processes. So with that being said, I was talking to an individual, and I'm careful not to put these people business out there too much, but I'm talking to an individual, I'm gonna give y'all several different individuals, but this particular one was a woman, and she talking to me about she was moving. She was moving. Her and her significant other, they lived together. They lived together. They was moving and things of that nature. She asked a few of me and my fellas, could we help out with a few things? Which was fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Upon arrival, a significant other wasn't nowhere to be found. He wasn't nowhere around. And it wasn't really necessarily my business, but I asked anyway, because, that's what I'm trying to figure out. So I asked, I said, so where old boy at? Where old boy? She said he at work. He's at work on y'all moving day. You mean tell me that he at work on y'all moving day? So he ain't have no intentions on moving or anything like that. His intentions was going to work and you take care of it, you see to it that it got done. So the question that I had was y'all paying somebody? What y'all was doing? What y'all intention was to pay somebody to take care of it or what? Because I'm confused on how on moving day, the man in the house ain't there. I'm confused on how on moving day, the man in the house ain't there. And then of course, one thing about our women, they got our backs on a regular basis. They got our back, a lot of them, at least they ought to. A lot of them, at least they ought to have our back on a regular basis. But one thing about him, she want to back him up. He was moving because I told him the day was going to be a light day, and then gave him a whole bunch of outs, gave him a whole bunch of passes. Ain't no pass. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it together. Huh? If we're going to do it, we're going to do it together. We ain't going to do it at all. What you mean? I go to work while you sitting around here doing manual labor. You want some other, man, come on, man. You think I'm ready to sit here and let my woman, let my wife, let my lady, my significant other, had to take care of something that I feel like should be a man's duty. Now we can do it together as a family, but you think I'm ready to sit here and allow somebody to go ahead and stay home and let these other men come over, these other fellas come over here and take care of my business? I'd be damned. That's not man shit. I don't care if the plan was for them to pay somebody and you just help orchestrate. You just help organize. What you ain't getting ready to do is go to work while your woman at home, busting ass. She got on her track attire like she ready to get to work. And you in there on the white collar tip. I don't care nothing about he got to go make the money, and she make money too. And regardless, this ain't about money. Regardless, you worked hard, long and hard enough. At this point, let me explain something to you. You got something that you got going on. Ain't like this, like you moving with something just jumped on your ass. You knew you was moving the whole time. You should have made arrangements. But we ain't gonna harp on that. That's one of the things. Like again, that's not man shit. Fellas, let me tell you, that's not man shit. But that's just one of my daily downloads, Another one, I'm talking to somebody, somebody close to me. And they're talking to me about their job. They talking to me about their job and how things going on in the job. They was talking to me about things going on in the office. They don't work in the office. They in the field. They blue collar, bad knuckle type of guy like me, like myself. They bad knuckle, blue collar. But the conversation was about somebody in the office and how they made them feel. How they made them feel. him not wanting to approach because he feels as if he don't want to be too harsh, too rough, too hard on an individual that's in the office that really don't have nothing to do with his daily activities, to be honest. Really don't have nothing to do with his daily activities. So my thing is, now let me not say that that's not man shit. I take that back. That ain't man shit. You understand what I'm saying? Never be afraid to have those tough conversations. As a matter of fact, forget never being afraid to have those tough conversations. You should dare yourself on a regular basis to have those tough conversations in any situation. You should find time. You should make time to make sure that any and everybody that you come across, on average, not every time, but on average, that you have tough and rough and or hard conversations, whether the conversation is hard for you or the conversation is hard for them, whether it's uncomfortable for you or it's uncomfortable for them. Put yourself in those uncomfortable environments. Put yourself in those uncomfortable situations, Have those uncomfortable conversations, Don't sit around and be no punk tiptoeing and walking on eggshells because you don't want to, you don't want to offend nobody. You don't want to hurt their feelings. Nobody worried about nobody's feelings. We got to get this point across. Let's get this to business. If that's how you feel, say how you feel. Say how you feel sitting around here tiptoeing and walking on eggshells behind somebody that really ain't in position anyway. Walking, tiptoeing on eggshell behind somebody that really ain't in position. No, you in position, so you do what you need to do. Yeah, that's just, that's not man shit. The next one. This is something that I deal with myself. Family members, they come to me on a regular basis. My family, because they know more often than not, I'm the man of the family. Ain't no more often than not, regularly. I'm the man of the family. I'm the one that everybody come to, men, women, and children. Aunts, uncles, cousins, whoever. I'm the one that everybody come to. I'm the one that everybody lean on. I'm the one that most often they come to for whatever. I ain't getting ready to go through a whole bunch of unnecessary, but they come to me. That's who I am. I don't have no problem with it. As a matter of fact, I love it, to be quite honest. But in the same sense, they get so used to you saying, yeah, you can do. When you say no, they catch your attitude, and you want to clear things up. Motherfucker, clearing things up. I'm talking to myself now. I'm telling y'all something about me. Forget clearing things up. That's not to say disregard my family and their emotions and their feelings. No, but let me tell you something. If I'm that individual that's always there for you, if I'm that individual that's always around for you, if I'm that one that you can count on, let me tell you something. Sometimes I don't feel like it. So what I mean is, fellas, you got to learn to say no and feel comfortable with it. Say no and feel comfortable with it. Stand on your emotions. Well, on that emotions that I'm talking about, stand on a strong emotion. Stand on conviction. Stand on a strong emotion. Let them know that I feel like no right now. I don't feel like doing it. You ain't got to give an explanation. You've been dedicated. You stayed down. I give y'all the best of me on a regular basis. You don't require more. And if you do, I'm not required to give you more, So again, that's not man shit. Yeah, ain't nobody free from it, it's me too. Ain't nobody free from it, it's me too. But let's take it away from there. Listen, I'm telling y'all, these are my daily downloads. I'm dealing with somebody. I do some work for a fella, because I'm in the trades. I do some work for a fella. While we doing the work. Oh, matter of fact, this is two separate incidents. Same thing. Do some work for some folks. And while we doing the work, I did everything that I was needed to do. Fulfilled all of my obligations. Then you want to half-step me about my money. Now we got to have a conversation on the pay. We already had that in the beginning. It was understood what it was in the beginning. But now we got to have a conversation about the pay. Not only about the pay, about the way, about the manner in which we want to approach the situation. We already had that conversation in the beginning. It was already understood. You made it seem as if you understood the conversation that we had prior to the work being done. Now that the work is finished, now you want to introduce both of us to this same conversation. You want to back on this same conversation for what? We already had the conversation. We already had our negotiation. We already said what it was going to be. Yeah, we already said what it was going to be. What we need to talk about now? Outside of, when you going to pay me? When you going to compensate me for the work that I've done? But now you want to backtrack because certain things happen in your life. And I understand it's a conversation. When things happen in your life, you got to have those conversations. But one thing about it, the first thing is, if we already had negotiations and conversation on what it is that we had going on, and we already was sold on that, Stick to your word. Be a man of your word. Because if not, then that's not man shit. But then furthermore, understand when sometimes unexpected things happen in your life. Unexpected things happen in your life. But the second part of that is, if when the unexpected happen, you ought to have the audacity or the nerve, again, to have that tough or rough conversation earlier on. Don't wait to get everything that you need to get out of me. Don't still try to get everything that you need to get out of me and then have that conversation with me later. No, you have that and let me make the decision whether or not this work won't be done. Now you better believe I got my money. Better believe I got my money, but that's not the point. We talking about the initial conversation. We talking about the conversation in between time, in the meantime. That's what we talking about, right? Yeah, I want my money. I did the work, so I deserve my money. I did a damn good job, so I want a damn good pay. And we already negotiated what it was going to look like. So that's not man shit. The second situation ain't even much for me to talk on. Because that's about a woman. I ain't really talk about a woman and, her tactics and things of that nature. But that's not man shit. That's not man shit. I'm telling y'all, this is just my daily downloads. I'm getting ready to wrap it up. But I'm talking to somebody in my field, in my profession. We conversing about just the different things that we go through throughout the course of the day, with our staff, the individuals up under us, And this alludes to the same thing that I was talking about earlier with one guy, but this particular guy, he's not really in a managerial position. He's really not in a position of power. But as a matter of fact, it's the opposite. He's the subordinate, I would consider the subordinate or the individual that work under a certain person. But the thing is, he feels as if he knows a little more than the supervisor or manager. He feels like as if he has his grasp or knowledge of their day-to-day grind, their day-to-day process is a little more, he's a little more knowledgeable than the individual that's in position. So much so it brought about, and they've gone through this long enough that it brought about, I won't necessarily say ill will, but almost a disdain and a dislike for his manager because he feels as if he should be in that position. But hold up, wait a minute. How often do we feel like that? How often do we feel like that? And we've had these conversations several times. At first I was telling them, well, go for what you need. Go for it. And that does not change. You understand what I'm saying? Because that conversation isn't go for what you need by stepping. What I meant by that was go for what you need, but don't go for what you need by stepping on his toes. By stepping on his toes. By deliberately stepping on his toes. Now, sometimes you make a mistake on your way past some folk. Sometimes on your way past, you might brush up against them. On your way past some folk, you might step on their toes. On your way past some folk, you might step over them. That's your business. That's their business if they feel some type of way. Sometimes you got to do that. What I mean is, don't go out there and deliberately step on his toe. Don't go out there and bash, belittle, or degrade him to the people that to the powers that be in order to put yourself in a better position. No, that ain't how you handle. That's not man shit. But what you do, you continuously work your ass off. You show your performance. You show what you can do. You don't let him rest or the individual or the powers that be, the individuals above him, rest without knowing the work that you put in. You don't let them rest without knowing the work that you put in, the endless work that you put in, the things that you bring to the team, who you are to the team, what you bring. And if that, for whatever the reason, jeopardizes where he is, or his position, or their position, then so motherfucking be it. He ought to be on his game. He ought to be on his task. If you're not up for the task, then I need you to step down because we got individuals that are. But we ain't doing it on no circumventing his securities and things of that nature. We're not going behind the back door. We're not doing it on a sneaky tip, We ain't doing it on a sneaky tip. We doing it up front and personal. We showing you and them why I deserve this. And you don't even go in there with the intent of getting it. Well, at least explaining the intent of getting it. You go in there and you just show them your worth. You put in the work and you show them your worth. You let them know why I want this. You let them know why I deserve this. You let them know where you are with it. I'm talking, I'm talking to my blue collar. Listen, blue collar, white collar, whichever. You know, but I'm a blue collar man, tradesman, so more often than not, I'm speaking from that perspective. But the same tactics apply in the white collar world. It's brutal. It's brutal. Competition is brutal. Competition ain't to be cute. Competition ain't to be friendly. Competition is just that competitive. You do whatever you need to do to get the edge, but don't do it on a cheating tip. Don't do it by stepping on nobody's toes, and then don't do it on behind a back door or talking behind his back. That's not man shit. And again, go back to something I alluded to earlier. Have the audacity to have those tough conversations. Talk to him, your supervisor, your manager. Talk to him, let him know where you are with it. Be a man about it. Approach the situation as a man should. Don't hide behind your emotions and let them grow into a disdain or a dislike and things of that nature. To where you start practicing ill will and negative intentions against the individual. Don't let it grow into that. Don't let it fester. Because it poisons the well. It don't just poison that individual, it poisons you as well. And then that becomes your character. So the individuals that, even if you do get the position, the individuals under you, they feel a certain type of way. And why? Because you led them to believe that you are that sneak, willing to do any and everything to get where you need to be. And that's not how it go in this world. It gets you somewhere for a little bit of time, but guess what happened when that sneak come across a formidable opponent? He get his head chopped off, you know. Or guess what happened to that snake when he meet a mongoose or something that's able to take some of that venom that snake strikes with? That's what ended up happening. That mongoose or that badger might get hit by that poison. Might even put them out for a little while, but they don't die. I'm tell you something about the badger and the snake. That badger challenged that snake. That badger challenged that snake. And oftentimes, guess what happened? That badger ended up getting bit. That badger ended up getting bit by that snake, and that snake ended up applying more pressure and more venom than the average person, or not the average person, but the average animal can take. That venom that it puts in the average animal, that put that animal down permanently. That's what it do. It only put the badger to sleep for a little bit. And 9 times out of 10, when that badger wake up, guess what happened? Oftentimes, it's right there next to that same snake that it killed. It sacrificed that pain, that agony that it had to go through for the greater goal, which was the prey. That's something about the badger and the snake. And we got to take that into consideration. Look into that. Sometimes add that to who you are. I always explain that to y'all. You know, one thing I always say is, add was useful, delete was useless, and incorporate to what's essentially your own. Now, I ain't sitting here telling you go on a snake or a pit full of vipers and just dive in for like you want to take all that poison. That ain't what I'm saying to you. By no stretch of the imagination. We got to use prudent circumspection when we talking, you know. But what I mean is, you're going to take some strikes. You're going to take some blows. But you got to know, you got to fortify yourself. You got to put yourself through enough suffering in order to have a firm understanding of who you are and how much you could possibly bear, how much you could take in order to get the greater good that you're looking for. But you don't do it by backdooring it. You do it by doing it up close and personal. You do it by getting up close and personal. You don't do it by sneaking and half-stepping or walking on the eggshells. You don't get it like that, you know. Live strong or die weak. Do man shit. Ain't no pressure. Ain't no pressure. Black Ops Band Dog TV. Hit that thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about it. Comment. Let's talk about it. You know, everybody want to come to me, you know. I mean, I get it. I understand because I just said it face to face. Everybody want to come to me face to face. Gunner, man, I like what you're doing. Gunner, man, listen, man, every day I watch it every day. Every day I go to work, I watch your YouTube. Man, I listen to your YouTube. Sometimes I can't even watch it while I'm at work. I just pop my earbuds in and I listen while I'm walking. Sometimes I listen while I'm working out. You motivate me on a working out too. Everybody want to tell me that, and that pump me up. It kind of big me up a little bit, and it feel good. But in the same sense, comment, because it do wonders for me. You know, if you love me like you say you love me, comment and do wonders for me. Help me out a little bit. No, I ain't begging for it, but you know, yeah. Black Ops again. Black Ops Band Dog TV. Like I said again, live strong or die weak. Do man shit. Ain't no pressure. Until then, let that dog out.